Iman. Ready? I bet. Like Iman or Imani? I mean,
Imani.
Imani is your full name. Iman
Imani.
is like a whole nother fucking.
Imani Elijah.
Imani Elijah? Is that
That's my middle name,
your
actually.
middle name?
Not a lot of people know that.
What's your last name?
Gordon.
Gordon. Okay. So people, I feel like you weren't going to share that though. You seem kind of, you know what I mean, mysterious. But I feel you though. You know what I'm saying?
Government.
Yeah,
They want the
I got you.
government
Yeah, it's
vibes.
funny. I remember one time.
Big Brother's listening.
I remember one time I actually somebody asked me like for a full name, and like I was like, I'm not gonna tell you my full name. I was like, wait a minute,
You want my social too?
bro. No, my full name is on my Instagram. That's I was like, wait a minute, you fucking idiot. I was like, why am I getting mad about sharing my government? But excited about Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah?
gonna be huge
Gonna be great.
for the city, for me,
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a great time. So it's gonna be good. But yeah, man. Anyways, welcome everybody. This is another edition of One on One with Marvel Bishop. I'm your host, MB. Thank you for the YouTube viewership. Thank you for the SoundCloud. Who else? Who else should I shout out? Who should we shout out?
Everybody.
Everybody, right?
Everybody,
right?
everybody get a shout out.
Well, speaking of shouting out, to my left, I have a person that we know each other, but we don't know each other at the same time. But honestly, we know each other from like respect,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Probably one of the only people in the industry that's actually checked me. You remember that time? I know you remember that time when you checked my ass. Please remember. I'm not even gonna say it. Bring it up. Do you remember?
I'm trying to think the exact.
You checked the fuck out of me.
Which situation was this?
It was right outside, man, with homegirl. I was just bugging. Do you remember? Yeah, I was.
You needed that.
I needed that.
You needed that. It's like a big brother moment.
I needed that. Yeah, I was wild.
I had to calm you down.
Yeah, I was just like,
I remember that.
Bro, I don't know what kind of fucking energy I was on at that time.
It happens sometimes.
But I will tell you this: from that moment, I definitely had like a lot more respect for you, man.
Bro, but
because you cared about me. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have. The crazy part about it is that could have escalated very quickly in not so my favor. And then you came for me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I knew you were a good dude, so I was like, I can't see him go down like that.
Yeah, for real,
you know?
because that could have been very ugly, because I did not know who I was talking to. Right?
Facts. Facts.
My man, Imani Elijah Gordon.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Live, Mr. Everything, Mr. Man. How you doing, man? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah? How's your mental health?
I'm feeling really good right now. You know, going into 2020, you know, everything's been progressing as I planned, you know. The work that I've put in the city and in nightlife is helping me to like achieve, you know, personal goals and moving forward, like getting closer to my dreams and what I really like aspire to do. You know, it's really been getting me closer to that. So it feels good.
So before you know, we get into the career that you pretty much have, let's talk about the creative process that you have, and you know, everything pretty much in between with your music, with your life. I feel you have like a lot more than music that's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? Which I feel like we'll definitely get into, right?
Okay.
But yeah, let's start with that, man. What I like to do always when I have people come here is to find out, you know, not only the journey, but also like the beginnings too, and how did you get to this point?
Yeah.
So, you know, please indulge.
A little bit of background,
Yes.
you know, my family's from Jamaica. It's a special place, you know, very culturally diverse. I was actually born in New York, but
oh, really?
Yeah, I was actually born in the Bronx.
Nice.
And at a very young age, my mom sent me down to the island to live with my grandparents. So, you know, it was a really good thing for me to expose me to that culture, and you know, that upbringing definitely influenced my life and my character. So,
how did your life when you were in Jamaica?
Yeah.
How did it influence like your life and like, you know?
Well, what I can say is like, you know, Jamaican school system is really different from here. It's a lot more accelerated, you know, and being from such a culturally diverse place, I feel like a lot of people don't know this, but there's a lot of black people. Obviously, there's white Jamaicans, there's
Mhm.
Chinese Jamaicans, Indian Jamaicans. So you get a nice, rich blend of food, music. It's extremely culturally diverse. It's the motto of the country is out of many, one people. So, with that type of background, it only helped to develop, my talents and the person that I am today. Um, my grandparents made sure that I was like involved in a lot of extracurricular activities growing up. Different sports, different the arts. Um, I even played the violin as a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dope. What other instruments?
A little bit of piano. Um, you know, got to the stage of like reading sheet music and stuff like that. And at that point, my interest kind of went towards like athletics and sports. And I kind of rediscovered music once I moved back to the States.
And what age were you?
I was like 13, 14.
Okay. So
Um,
did you have like, aspirations to excel in the athletic
yeah,
region
yeah, for
or?
sure, for sure. I was a really good swimmer in the island. I actually even swam for Jamaica as a kid.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, dope.
represented in the Caribbean.
Okay.
And kind of like the Tim Duncan vibe because when I
Okay.
when I came up, I went straight into basketball because
Got it.
I had a growth spurt
Mhm.
and got straight into
When
basketball.
you say
And
growth spurt, what how like
yeah, I
what
was like this little skinny
Yeah.
kid, man.
My
Like
growth spurt was crazy, actually. I had from my junior year in high school, actually, I went from 6'3" to 6'7", 4 inches in like 8 months. It was
crazy,
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy how we black men are like
Hey,
that,
man, black
right?
don't crack, man. We the best. You know what I'm saying? You already know what time it is.
For sure. So, I came up here and then my interest kind of went into basketball, and that kind of opened up a whole nother. Because basketball is not just a game. I don't know if everyone knows,
It's
but
a way of life, man.
it's like a culture, man.
Yes,
It's like a whole
absolutely.
thing. So,
How big was basketball big in Jamaica?
it was starting to get there at the time because I think cable television was just being introduced to Jamaica at the time that I left. Or like maybe a couple years it was there. People started watching more American television
Mhm.
and stuff like that. So, naturally, sports would be a part of it. And, as it stands now, it's huge.
Yeah.
It just kept growing and growing the interest. But I think cable TV is what
Probably
really
is the one
set
that
it
kind of like set it
off.
off, right?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
now today with all the media, Instagram, everything, it's like
Mhm.
everyone's tapped into that
True.
now,
True.
so really cool. And then that kind of led me into the world of like hip hop and, hanging with friends from the team and working out every day and like started freestyling in the basement and recording tapes.
Mhm.
Like we used
Because
to.
you were saying that in the beginning you were actually you rapped, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's where you first started?
Yeah, so I
Okay,
kind of
talk to me about that.
like we used to get up together. Like we had this crew in Mount Vernon, New York. We had this crew we called Fam First, and we all used to like get up in my boy Randy's basement and just record these tapes.
Mhm.
And it's so funny, like everybody in the hood started finding out about us. And then what you have is like these crews in high school, and then everybody wants to battle and see
Mhm.
who's the best.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
making the tapes and all that. It was fun. It was fun. And they were like, yeah, you know what? It's cool to have you because you Jamaican. You could put your little Jamaican flavor in it. And, it was funny. It's like a funny thing because at first when you move up, you kind of embarrassed.
Yeah, I feel like low key everybody tries to like extract like the Jamaican like culture
Yeah,
for
everybody
themselves,
wants a
man.
little
Like
bit.
people they're culture vultures, but there's like culture vultures within that.
Trust
You get what
me.
I'm saying?
Trust
Like
me.
within our culture.
Believe
It's like
me.
fam, like if you're not Jamaican, like don't try to use
Don't
me for
try
my
to-
shit. Like
You know what it
feel me?
is? You know what it is though?
What is it?
Jamaica is part of the origin of hip hop.
Okay.
It's part of the origin story.
Did not know that.
It really is. When you go back to the Bronx and the originators of the freestyle in the party, you can't leave Jamaica out of it. And that's why I think it's always had a place in the music, in the mainstream. It's always, you can't leave out the Jamaicans,
True.
bro. We created our own genre of music. Reggae music is a product of Jamaica, and that went global from such a small place. But like I said, it's a special island, and a lot of talent comes out of there. So
So what was next for you after that?
yeah, so I went on to college in New Jersey, Rutgers University.
Oh, you went to Rutgers?
Yeah,
Okay,
man.
all right.
And met a whole new group of. It's like a new beginning for me. But I was used to like that transition at that point. Moving around.
Mhm.
So made friends pretty quickly. We used to have a radio show out there. I used to link up with my boys from Queens because New York, we used to link up out there like, yeah, we all from New York.
Yeah, definitely.
And we would get on the air there and like freestyle and get comfortable on the mic and in front of the public and stuff like that. We had little shows, when the minorities would get together and have like, fashion shows. I was always involved. Just dibbling, dabbling in what we had available to us at college,
So
which
you were
was,
basically, when it comes to the music part, right? When you were in Rutgers, you were kind of like, you were just basically like throwing shit on the wall, seeing what sticks, right? So I got a question for you. When was that moment? I don't know if you had it during the college. If you did, cool. But if you don't, it is what it is. Did you have a moment in college at that time where you're like, yo, I have something here?
yeah, man, it's funny. I was just messing around, having fun.
And that's usually how it works.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't think anything of it until, I did the radio show with my boy Gist a couple times. And then Gist invited me to do a record with him. We did the record, and then we performed at like one of our Spring Fest things or something. Like we were opening up for somebody major, like Mobb Deep or something.
Okay.
And people were like, man, you know what? You guys are really good, man. Like, this is serious. Like, you should take this serious, Monty. Like, and I'm like, okay.
So was this kind of like a group thing that was kind of like formulating, or like?
I wouldn't say that. I think it was just, young, gifted black men just supporting each other and just networking and, just feeding off each other's fire, like.
Got it.
College is a very progressive environment, so
What was the one thing from the group that you really like held dear to them that really kind of like propelled you to your success or your journey of your music career?
For sure. I think it's just everybody's drive, man. Like even today, everyone that I was involved with is still like pushing for it. DJ whatever. He was the DJ in the college back then.
Wait, are you saying whatever because you don't know his name?
No, that's his name.
Okay.
DJ whatever.
Okay.
Nah,
okay.
he's now
DJ whatever. Okay.
He's now a major DJ.
Oh, nice.
iHeartRadio,
really?
Power 105 in New York.
Okay.
So yeah,
that's dope.
It's so funny, like everybody just keeps going, and this thing takes you places. Like if you got the passion for it, So I just continued on my journey, and after school, it was like in the middle of the financial crisis, and I took a chance because like I felt like the culture was shifting to the South at the time. And
what year was that?
This is around 2008.
Oh yeah,
or 9.
Yeah, that was
2009.
Like ATL was taking shit over.
Right.
Yeah.
So I said, let me shoot my shot. Let me just go down there and see what's going on. And I got a lot of love in ATL. I'm talking about from like the people. Like I had a mixtape with all my peoples at the time. Also, I got to mention this group GSG that I linked up with in Jersey because we had a mixtape with them as well. And I was walking around the streets of Atlanta just selling these things. I had no job at the time. So my money that I was making was just like hustling in the streets, CDs, just trying to get known, And I got to tell you, the Atlanta community really supports Black entrepreneurship.
It's like Atlanta. I have a place in Atlanta, and I need to go there a lot more because it's really like the Wakanda of like the USA.
It really is.
It's fucking
bro.
crazy.
It
man.
really is.
And everybody just supports each other.
It feels so
and
good.
And the funny part is that, fuck it, I'm gonna say it. Like, it really shows the type of power that we have without us giving us excuses. Like, like Charlamagne the God, black privilege. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a privilege to be black. That's what I feel. Bro, when I went there for the first time for Super Bowl, actually this time around Super Bowl last year, and I was walking, I got off the Martyr, right? And I looked up, and what do I see? I see a billboard of a black lawyer. I'm like, what?
I love it.
Where the fuck am I?
I love it. I love it.
I felt this type of like black pride that I do not get anywhere else. Now I love Miami,
Right.
I do, but there's just certain type of feels and auras and energy that you just can't
not
get
the
anywhere.
same,
You can't get
yeah.
it anywhere else other than Atlanta.
It's not the same.
You know,
True indeed.
it's really crazy. So okay, so you went to Atlanta.
Yeah, so there's pros and cons to Atlanta because I mean I was getting a lot of love from the people, just regular everyday people, streets. People were supporting, buying the mixtape, taking a listen, just meeting, talking to me, and I mean this is everywhere. You're at the gas station, you're at the mall, you're wherever you are, and I was trying to penetrate a circle of people because in Atlanta it's a really close knit thing with the music. And if you're not in that community,
It's hard to get.
it's
Is it
hard.
hard to get into?
It's hard to get into it.
Okay.
I think, in a sense, you kind of got to earn your keep. But that's kind of wherever you are. You got to put in the grind and the time to really be respected.
So what you're saying is that there's definitely like a vetting process in Atlanta in the group to pretty much
absolutely,
accept it.
absolutely.
Okay, gotcha.
They got to see you performing, going out, doing this, trying to, working it. And I was in the streets, but I wasn't quite there yet. So, I don't know. Sometimes in life, it's about timing, Everything has to happen at the right time. And, sometimes you might feel like you want to be somewhere or at this place, but...
Do you struggle with that? Because I feel that... So there's... And tell me if I'm wrong. To me, what I see from the outside end, there's two sides of Imani. Okay? There's the one side that is the cool, calm and collected, let things happen to them. And then there's the other side that's like, Jamaican, like, you know what I'm saying? Just
assertive.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because that's just how the culture and people are. They're very aggressive people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, like, did you have, because I feel like in Atlanta, what side worked better for you? The more cool, calm, and collected one, or the one that the go-getter one? Because I feel like you maybe need to have a little bit of balance of both in Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, wherever you are, man, it's always about balance.
Okay.
I just, Atlanta kind of kicked me in the ass because people...
Talk about it.
Everybody was like looking at me like, yo, man, you should be the type of guy that you are. You need to like go more for it, go harder because you should be doing more than, And I was thinking about it and, I was talking to my family members and everybody was like, let's try something else. Let's try to move. You should come down south. Come further south, and let's try to see what we can do.
Further south as far as what? Like Florida?
Yeah, this is how I ended up in Miami.
Oh, okay.
So, that goes on to the next step in the story. I came down to Florida, and I actually have some family here. So that kind of helped me transition a little better. Atlanta, I knew no one. Yeah. I had a girlfriend in Atlanta.
Okay.
And,
That's the one thing actually about like signs, like, especially Sagittarius is like, we will listen to you if you guide us, but if you tell us if you tell us what to do, we will literally do the opposite.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know your family knew how to approach you,
Absolutely.
right? It's like, hey, Imani, I think you should do this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should come down here for a little bit, see what's up. That's how they talk to you, right?
Yeah.
See, for me, if it was on some like, yo, you know what, you fucking up, you need to go over here, I would literally be,
I'm staying.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah.
So how was the transition? How was the transition between you coming from Atlanta
to here
in Miami?
It was in the beginning. It was challenging. It was a little challenging because, as you know, South Florida, you need to be able to get around. Everything's spread out. I didn't really know where it was at. I had to get a regular job and like work my way through the system and kind of get to know everyone. And then it's funny, like another Rutgers connection. My boy, Will, was down here and he was like one of the managers at King of Diamonds, that franchise. And I had a job with Sears or something like that. And it wasn't working out. I ended up having a situation with them, legal situation. Everything played out, but I couldn't, it was weird. I couldn't get a job. And Will was like, yo, come through. Let's do the, nightlife and underworld. I was like, all right, cool. I'll try that out. He's like, you could do security. You could do this. And, we'll work it out. So that was my introduction into nightlife.
What year was this?
This is like 2010, around that time.
Okay.
Yeah, 2009, 2010.
So
I stayed in Atlanta just for a couple months.
Got it.
and maybe 6 to 8 months, and then I came to Miami, worked at Sears for a little bit, and then got into that nightlife thing, and then that catapulted into me like finding out about South Beach and the clubs here. I kind of knew about it, but I didn't really have a link to get a job,
Got you.
And as soon as I got to the beach, they put me at the front door, man. They put me like at the front door. My first club was Cameo. They put me right at the front.
Oh, so you were around.
Oh yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I thought you were at.
Just boom.
Yeah,
Nah,
there. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
my
okay.
story wasn't like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I did Cameo for a little bit after the strip clubs and all that, and then when I interviewed for Live and I told them everything I've been through, and just speaking it, they were like, "Wow, man! Like we're really impressed. You're like one of the best candidates we've had in a long time."
Well, you've been there for so long. That just tells the story right there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They saw the value within you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So when you got to Live, right? Where were you musically?
Yeah. So musically at the time, I was I linked up with some people that I knew from Jamaica actually. And one of my boys was managing the Marley family. My boy Jason Chantrell, they also call him Blunt. So he had me in the studio with another friend of mine, another good friend of mine, another artist, and we're at writing songs and just working on the craft, perfecting really songwriting. And during that time, I also had my introduction into music production.
Okay.
Because before, I used to like freestyle on other people's beats, and we'd always look for production to do stuff, but I never like did it myself. But during that time, I was exposed to a lot of really talented producers. My boy Noah, I met a great songwriter named Cam Houff that used to be Scott Storch's engineer.
Really? That's dope.
Yeah. And these guys kind of coached me into being able to produce and write my own music in what we know is, professional format now. So now I'm almost done with an EP that I'm going to be releasing this year.
Nice.
That I produced myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So talk to me about, I would say, the process and I say the struggle of an artist to trust people with your project, with your baby.
Oh man, that's hard because no one could do it
other than you,
like yourself. You know, you don't really trust people with your baby. You don't
maybe necessarily know how to do a specific thing. You have in your head, so it's like hopefully if you actually in place somebody to do that work, it may not come out the way that you want to. You know what I'm saying? And then if it doesn't, then you basically have that battle like, oh man, should I trust this guy again? Because he's not going to come out with things that I want to, and I struggle with this too, as a person, it's just as a content creator, just to, really be able to just implement trust into people. Cause for me, we both Sagittarius, it's like, everything has to be pristine in the way that we fucking want it.
Perfectionist, for sure.
Regardless of what happens.
Absolutely.
So, talk to me about that struggle.
Yeah, man. So trust and respect, I think, is something that's earned. So, it's, you give someone the initial, respect and benefit of the doubt, be courteous. And, I'm always willing to see what you got, and I'll show you what I got. But once we start working together, I really got to see like that you have the vision and like the work ethic that I have. You got to be able to match my passion. So I'm a very passionate person. When I get into something, I'm all the way with it, and I kind of become obsessed. So if you don't have that like obsession
and that fire,
then I can't fire sign, man.
No,
if you don't have that, then
what are we doing?
Yeah, I'm not gonna be feeling it, and I'm gonna move on. Sagittarians can't be stagnant.
No, man, we gotta keep on moving forward. You know what I'm saying?
So that's cool, man. I met some really good people, but life goes on and you move forward. You learn. You learn
how to trust people, man.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like for you to pretty much get to that mountaintop, You can't do it by yourself.
Absolutely
You know what I'm
not.
saying? You could try to do it by yourself.
You
But
can
I
only
guarantee
get
your
so
ass could be
far.
falling down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Question is, being able to trust people, right? Especially in Miami, have you had any transgressions?
Like bad things that have happened? Yeah, I mean,
Or just people who say that they'll pretty much do it? Because Miami has this picture that's painted of them is that everybody's out here for themselves. People don't really come through when they need to.
Right.
Everybody flakes.
Right.
The reason why I bring that up is because before you came here, you asked me 2-3 times if we're still doing this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that, this brother doesn't know I'm from New York. Like,
I gotta
my
make
word
sure.
is my word.
No, I know.
But like that kind of brings it kind of made me laugh a little bit. But honestly, it's something that you gotta have in your back of your mind in Miami. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to like just generalize Miami with that, but that is literally a common denominator that we have a problem with. Everybody has it. So
For sure.
if you can like expound on that.
Yeah, it happens. I feel like that's another thing that's really different coming from the north to the south.
Your word is your word.
Yeah, coming from New York,
Yes,
where we're
sir.
from, it's
Yeah.
different. You know, like, and you got to be on point, or people just move on because there's so many opportunities, there's so much talent, so many other people fighting for it. You know, in Miami, you have that too, but I think everything's a lot slower. And
people don't really take things as serious as they should.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what? I should work on myself. You know what? Maybe I should just go to the beach.
I love when I find people with the same drive because, you know, you can really work with that and turn it into something real.
And sadly, it's actually like, it's more so people who are not from here. You know what I'm saying? That do pretty much have a drive. Now, I do have some people that here that are fucking hustlers, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out my boy, Chris. Chris been rocking with me and hustling with me in the clubs and working on the music with me too. So I just want to shout him out. It's a good guy that has the drive. And
so he's been working with you with the EP?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the EP since you know we transitioned to that.
Yeah, I know you kept asking a lot about like creative process and stuff.
Yeah. How's that creative process with your EP? How's that going along?
Yeah, man. I think a good part of it is that I'm exposed to like so much here with my job and nightlife, you know, living on South Beach, Brickell area, you know, you see a lot. With music, you gotta like soak it all in, like your life and your lifestyle, and kind of like express that through the music, you know? And being here has definitely helped me. Definitely has helped me with my content and the ideas and stuff that I come up with. We get together, you know, we might do some illicit shit sometimes, like drink, smoke, you know.
Man, that's what it is.
You know, get in the zone or whatever. And then we just kick it, man. We freestyle. We start playing some loops, some samples, you know, get on the keyboard a little bit, listen to some sounds. And once something feels right, you know, I just get in there and I just go. We make these dope voice notes, you know, and I bang it out. You know, I write them out. You know, I learned a lot, you know, messing with Cam and those guys because, you know, they were at a professional level.
Got it.
So, you know, it kind of helped me to develop my creative process so far.
So how does one artist has one person that is an artist and that is in the nightlife industry, is it hard to balance both?
It is. You got to have a focus because, you know, working at night so much, first of all, it's hard on your body. Yeah.
Please
so if you're not taking care of yourself, water every day. You got to stay hydrated. You got to get up, force yourself to get up and work out. You know, just that alone is so valuable to you. Like, you need that.
Especially where you work at, man. Where you guys work at 5 nights a week, man. That's a toll on pretty much your body. And let's even talk about that where, you know, I know for a fact, because I'm in the industry as well too, is that you cannot have it both ways, bro. If you are a person that's trying to be in the industry and you want something out of it, you have to stay focused. Like, I tell people this all the time who are in the security, promoter, concierge business. If you have a dream that will have your nightlife propel that, you can't be fucking around, bro.
For
Like,
real.
you can't be out here drinking. You can't be out here fucking these bitches. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that.
So easy to get
and it's so
sidetracked.
easy to get sidetracked with all of these vices, drugs, women. Now, when I do say bitches, I mean within that category. Not all women are bitches. You guys know what I mean. I'm just saying, but you feel me on that,
Of
right?
course,
Yeah,
of
exactly.
course.
It's gotta be PC for these motherfuckers. But yeah, just like, just being tied up on all these, like, these money hungry people. Not even just women either, but men also too that try to extract.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And
It's a lot of vampires
oh my
out there.
God, bro. You know what I'm
Trust me.
saying? And it's like,
They just suck your energy
yeah,
away.
so here's the thing. It's one thing once you're security, that kind of mitigates a lot of other vices. You know what I'm saying? Temporarily, because obviously you can't drink, you can't do this, whatever. But like,
Right.
especially when it comes to VIP people and like promoters and concierge, whatever. Like, you have access to everything because like what you are. It's like the vices that you have is like low key what you are providing. You know what I'm saying? In a professional way, but it can get very unprofessional if you don't know what you're doing and if you don't stay focused.
Absolutely. It's so easy. There's so much temptation. There's so much you're exposed to on a nightly basis. You really got to be a person that, considers things moment to moment because, at any given time, all the temptations are laid out before you, to mess you up or get you on the wrong path. But, if you got the drive and the focus, you really want something, then you're not gonna fall for it. You're gonna make sure you get home. And me, I'm telling you, like, I've had hundreds of nights where I just went straight home from work and just went right into the music right there.
Okay.
Like right after work. The craziest thing, or right into a workout.
Do you get inspiration at times on shifts?
Oh yeah.
For
Sometimes,
music? Yeah,
man.
talk about it. Yeah.
Sometimes you come home and you're upset, and then you kind of use that to like fuel your fire, or you come home and you're feeling really good because there was just so many girls and everybody was just feeling you.
It was a great night.
Yeah,
You
you
know
made
what I'm
some
saying?
good
And
money.
You get inspiration from that too.
You made good money. You're like, okay, I'm here, man. We're gonna do this. And you invest in yourself. You buy equipment. You become self-reliant. You don't need anyone. Because I remember at one point, the most liberating feeling for me was to be able to really make a song by myself. Like I didn't need anyone else. I could just pick up this thing and do it all. It was so.
Even though like definitely relying on people is definitely it's very important, but like when it comes to certain times when like you just need to just go home and put this shit out
now
and not worry about like, oh, I need this, I need time, I need, you know what I'm saying, and just to do that, that's like liberating,
bro.
Yeah,
the best feeling ever. So I got myself to that point and it was empowering. And I put stuff together. I got good management, and I put out my first single, which was Counterfeit.
Nice.
I think that was in 2017, and I got a really good response from everyone in the club.
Yeah, I liked it. It was good.
Yeah, so they were playing it, and I got a chance to see how people responded to that, and that feedback was really good for me. Gave me more confidence to go ahead and put together the next one, which I shot a video for.
Oh, you did?
On South Beach,
nice.
yeah.
Just recently?
This was last year, like a year and a half ago.
New song you just
the Superstar.
Okay,
yeah,
cool. So when is that going to be released?
No, that one's out. Superstar's
the video's out
yeah,
already?
the video's
okay,
out.
Check it out. Okay,
it's
cool.
on YouTube.
Okay.
Superstar, though, is the title.
Nice.
But I'm gonna be releasing this EP coming up within the next few weeks.
When is that, sir?
We're looking at this spring, so I'd say maybe March would be a safe bet. I'm gonna try to get it out earlier, but I'd say.
Is there a specific time where it's like there's like appropriate times to release EPs like that?
So in the industry, like anything, it's broken up into the quarters of the year. You have the same way how you do the fiscal year with the first quarter being top of the year. It's usually the best time for like new and upcoming artists to come out with stuff. Just like the springtime, everything's new and fresh. the flowers are blooming, everybody's feeling good.
Yeah.
You know, you come out with the new stuff. Generally speaking, the top artists come out during like the holidays because that's like, you know, American consumerism.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wants to buy new stuff around, you know, Thanksgiving, Christmas. So that's like the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And then in between that is where like labels and people strategize on, you know, they'll look at the scope of what's out there and they try to plan on when they drop their artists on their roster around what's going on in the marketplace.
Got it.
You know, so you don't want to compete against someone that's going to have the same fan base because you want to maximize your potential sales.
Gems right here. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like something you really got to plan out.
It's
Marketing.
like a push and pull technique, kind of like, you know, you got to do it just right.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, timing is everything once again, and marketing and all that stuff is tied into it too. It's very important.
So as a person who's, I would say that is very experienced in music, right? Person that's coming up, that's kind of like in the same similar situation you have, you know, that has so much opportunity to use, you know, what's a great thing when it comes to nightlife, and they had like, you know, this back pocket artistry as their baby. For everything that you've learned, like what advice would you give them?
I would just tell you the most important thing is to believe in yourself. And when I say that, I mean like passionately believe in yourself. Like you got to believe in yourself when no one else cares, no one else believes in it. You got to like be so crazy about your belief that people are inspired by the fact that you will not quit, that you're so determined. That's what you really need. You know, when people see that in you and then they see success come from that, any little bit of success coming from that, it's inspirational.
Yeah.
And everyone around you is going to start to follow that. It's an energy that we all need in our lives, not just in music, but any endeavor that you have. You know, and people are attracted to that. It's just natural law of the universe.
That's powerful, man. Definitely. So it's been great. Like for real,
really
man.
has.
I've definitely learned a lot from you, man, and about you, man. That really kind of definitely puts everything together of like how like a picture I have of you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like there's a lot of things, man. I really think that you have like what it takes, you know what I'm saying? And it just honestly, the only like one of the things that's just great about you, man, is your hustle and your drive, you know what I'm saying? And that just comes from, you know, from your upbringing and who you are as a person and where you came from, you know? And that's something that you just can't be taught. It's been beautiful, man. I really appreciate you.
My God.
So before we leave, shameless plugs, where can we find you? Instagram, all that.
Yeah, for sure.
Plug them in.
So you can look for me on IG, Imani Music Official. I'm also on Twitter, and if you want to find the music, I'm on iTunes. I'm on all platforms, actually. Tidal, Spotify, iTunes.
Just send me everything. We'll just plug them in.
Yeah. Imani Music Official is the IG, though.
Yeah.
And that's mainly it.
Appreciate you. My guy. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. All right, guys. Until next time.